Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and I'm reviewing insoles today from Sole. This is their Performance Wide Medium, and I compared it against the Performance Active Thick, some Footprint King Foam Orthotic Fluid X, King Foam Orthotic Elites, the Remind Cush High Impact, and the Remind Remedy Impact. And let me tell you how I did that test. First, I rode these on their own for a few days. Then I went up with my Union Force bindings, Nitro Team TLS boots. I took my first run with the Team factory insoles. Then I took out the front insole and started changing it out with Sole. Then Remind, always putting one in the front and leaving the factory insole in the back to see the difference against what you get with stock. I went through all of these, front foot only, and I also compared them against really high-end custom orthotics from Insole Technology. They make an amazing insole, and it was a hell of a test. And as you know, we put out honest, objective, unbiased reviews without any brand oversight, and we can do that thanks to the support of shops like Blower Board Shop. They have a strong presence online, so if you want to support The Good Ride and keep objective reviews flowing, check out Blower Board Shop, click through our links, and see if something works for you there. So let's talk sizing. These come one size at a time. I got 9s and they almost fit, but if you're a 9.5, you have to get a 10 and cut it down. I'm a 9E. These are a little too wide for my feet, but I like that. So if you're a double E or a triple E, these are gonna be amazing. And I cut this to actually how my foot spreads out when I'm weighted down inside the boot. So I really did appreciate this wider fit in comparison to the regular sole. And then when it comes to footprint, most of their insoles come pretty wide, so you can cut them for a wider foot. When it comes to thickness, these are only a few millimeters throughout, and they're not very thick even compared to these. They feel a good bit thinner. And that's great if you're somebody with a really thick foot and a high instep. These might work for you. But for me, I have lots of room in my boots, so I can put in a really thick insole like this one, and with most boots have zero issues. And these are heat moldable, so even though they're corked, you can throw them in an oven and get them to conform better to your arch. When it comes to materials, they're using recycled cork. Then you have a very thin layer of foam, maybe like 2 millimeters, and then that typical top that every insole has. It's a very thin insole, and when it comes to shock absorption, I felt like it was really lacking. I don't feel like this is designed or made for snowboarders. We're moving at higher speeds ever than the human body was designed through all those years of evolution, and their whole thing is about keeping all the skin contained around the heel and whatever fatty tissues underneath in this area to improve shock absorption. Well, that's fine, and a lot of other insoles do that. They have that same type of heel cup throughout. Even my King Foam Orthotic, when it's in the boot, holds my heel well in place there. But all of these, from Remind and especially so from Footprint, have exceptional shock absorption underneath that's soft from here all the way up to the top. So instead of a hard bottom from the heel all the way through here, that feels like it's creating a layer between your foot and this exceptional shock absorption in the heel of my Nitro Team TLS. These feel like they're working with it from my foot all the way down to the sole. So this was the worst of all the insoles in my test. And even their active thick was the second worst. And these are a distant last to all that I tried with Footprint and Remind. I was kind of surprised that they didn't have a thicker insole than this. And this is more like their average insole, especially after looking at these shoes they sent me. The Jasper Chukka, which I absolutely love. It's such an amazing shoe with so much shock absorption. All this cork, even the insole defies the logic behind their performance insoles by just being nice and soft and cush, and it works with the shock absorption in the midsole, and I never feel like there's a barrier between them. When I take out this insole and put in one of these, it makes this feel less. So I really wish they would take some notes from these excellent shoes they're making that I don't really have a place to review on my website, but I wish I did, because these are exceptional. They fit wide feet really well and really like them. But when it comes to the insoles, I just don't think they're designed well for snowboarders and what we're doing on the mountain. These feel more like something I want in a casual shoe. So I'd leave it in that world, and I would strongly recommend choosing either a Mind or even more so Footprint if shock absorption is really important to you.